Hi students, welcome to the economic class. In the previous class we have discussed about the what is poverty, who is called a poor, what are the features of poor people. Today we will discuss about different categorizing of poverty or categorizing of poverty. So poverty is categorized into three types. Number one, chronic poor. Number two, transient poor. Number three is non-poor. So once again, categorizing of poverty. Poverty is divided into three types. That is, poverty is categorized into three types. That is chronic poor. Number two, transient poor. Number three, non-poor. So chronic poor. Chronic poor includes poor like always poor and usually poor. But sometimes they get few money and satisfy their needs. So chronic poor includes two, that is always poor and usually poor. But sometimes these people get some money and they satisfy some their some basic needs. If an example asks what is the example of chronic poor, you must say casual workers. See children, when these casual workers, they normally whenever they have no work, they remain under poor. But whenever they get some money, they satisfy their general needs such as buying food, etc. Now second is transient poor. So transient poor is again, under transient poor there are two types. One is churning poor, another one is occasionally poor. Churning poor means the people who move in and out of poverty. Sometimes they are under poverty and sometimes they are they are not under poverty. So churning poor, we can say example seasonal workers. Seasonal workers means seasonal farmers, we can say. Whenever they get work, they are out of poverty, and whenever they are not doing any work, they remain under poverty. And another one, you see under transient poor, we see occasionally poor. Occasionally poor means many times these people are rich, but out of some patch of bad luck they becomes poor. That is the meaning of occasionally poor. Occasionally poor means many times they are rich only, but sometimes out of some patch of bad luck they remain under poor. So example, we can say businessman, we can say. Because businessman, when if suppose a businessman, when he is doing in good business, he is rich, but suddenly a patch of bad comes where his business, all business are destroyed, then they he he also remain under this occasion poor. So that is occasionally poor. So churning poor means the people who move in and out of poverty. When they are doing work, they move out of poverty, but when they are not doing any work, they are under poverty. Example is seasonal worker. Then there comes the last, that is the non-poor. Non-poor means they are not at all poor. Example, you can say simple example, a government servant or a doctor, etc. So they are not poor. So once again, categorizing of poverty. Poverty is divided into three types: a chronic poor, b transient poor, c is non-poor. So chronic poor includes always poor and usually poor. Example, casual laborers. Transient poor means those who move in and out of poverty. That under transient poor we have churning poor and occasionally poor. Churning poor means those who move in and sometimes they are under poverty, sometimes they are not under poverty. When they are doing some work, they are out of poverty, but when they are not doing any work, they are under poverty. Example is seasonal workers, we can say seasonal farmers. Then occasionally poor means most of the time they are rich, but out of some patch of bad luck they remain under poverty. Example is businessman. Another one is non-poor. Non-poor means they are not poor. Example, a government servant or an IAS officer, etc. A doctor, etc. That you know. So after this, there comes the another thing, that is poverty line. So the next topic is poverty line. Student, first of all, we must understand what is poverty line. Poverty line, in a layman or in a simple word, we can say that poverty line is an imaginary line which divides people into two, that is, poor and non-poor. So once again, poverty is an imaginary line which divides people into two, that is, poor and non-poor. So on the basis of poverty line only, we have two different categories of people, that is, above poverty line and below poverty line, APL and BPL. So once again, what is poverty line? Poverty line is an imaginary line which divides people into two, that is, poor and non-poor, or you can say above poverty line and below poverty line. Then there comes monthly per capita expenditure. So government uses this method, monthly per capita expenditure, to determine poverty line in our country. So one mark question that it will come, which method government used to determine poverty line? That is monthly per capita expenditure to determine poverty line. So now students, you see there are two calorie requirement. If you are staying in rural area, according to government, you must take a minimum 2400 calories, and if you are in urban areas, your calorie requirement is 2100 calorie requirement. You see, for rural area, the calorie requirement for rural people is 2400 calories, and for urban area it is 2100 calorie requirement. So you see the difference. In urban area, people need less calorie because they take only, they don't do sufficient physical work, mental work is more. But in rural area, people do physical work more. That's why calorie requirement for rural area is high and urban area is less. So why calorie requirement for rural area is more and urban area is less? Because in rural area people do physical work, and but in urban area most of the people, they don't do physical work, but mental work is more in urban area. That is why calorie requirement is more in rural area and less in urban area. So in rural area, what is the calorie requirement? 2400 calories, and for urban area, what is the calorie requirement? 2100 calories. So one mark question this will come for the examination. And next, you see rupees is given 816 and rupees 1000. So if you are in a rural area, you must consume about rupees 816 rupees. If you are consuming, if you are spending rupees 816 for your consumption in for rural area, you will not be under poverty. And for urban area, you must spend rupees 1000. You must spend rupees 1000 for your consumption needs for urban area. So for rural area, for 1 month, a person must spend himself rupees 816, and for urban area, a person must spend rupees 2000, rupees 1000 for their consumption. If you are consuming less than this rupees in rural area, you will be under poverty. But if you are, and the same goes for urban area, if you are spending less than 1000 in a month, then you are under poverty. So once again, student, this 1 mark question, this is very very important. What is the calorie intake for rural area? For rural area, it is, you see, it is 2400 calories, and for urban area it is 2100 calories. So why it is the difference? For rural area, calorie requirement is more, and urban area calorie requirement is less. Why? Because in rural area, the people do more physical work than the people in the urban area. That is the reason why in the rural area calorie requirement is high. So for 1 mark, this is very very important. 2400 calories, 2100 calories for urban area, 2400 calories for rural area. And for rupees, rural area 816, and rupees 1000 for urban area. So very important, this for one mark. Most of the time this calorie requirement they ask in the CBSE exam. So which method is our government used to determine poverty line? That is monthly per capita expenditure. Okay, after this we will study about the limitations of poverty line. You see, our in India we only consider, when we say poverty and etc., we only consider the income, the asset of the people. But we must know that there are other things which are important to our life, that is availability of basic education, availability of healthcare. If you are not getting these facilities, that you are remaining under poverty. The poverty, in according to poverty, it doesn't mean that with income, with asset we are rich, but at the same time in our country we must need basic education, to a basic education as well as good healthcare system. In if both are there, income, asset and education, healthcare, then we can say we are not under poverty. But only having income and asset is not a, you cannot say that you are not under poverty. So in poverty line, when we study the poverty line, actually it only studies the income and asset, but it neglects the availability of basic education and healthcare, which are also very important for the human life. So this is the first limitations of poverty line. Now, the second limitation of poverty line is that the same thing as we have studied, the poverty line doesn't consider the social factors which also triggers poverty. Social discriminations are there. You see, in our country there is casteism, etc. All things are there in the rural area, but our poverty line doesn't studies this type of things. So poverty line neglects the basic, that is the social factors, that is social discrimination and political freedom. This also sometimes triggers sometimes triggers poverty. So these are the limitations of poverty. So sometimes the question will come, what are the limitations of poverty? First of all, you must say that poverty line does not study about the factors such as availability of basic healthcare system, availability of basic education. It only study about the income and assets. Second, that it does not consider the social factors which also trigger poverty, that is social discrimination and political freedom. Now let's another topic, that is causes of poverty. Very important. What are the causes of poverty? What are the factors which cause poverty? Number one, impact of British rule on Indian economy. We see that, you see that in our country British has ruled for many years. British has ruined our economy. Because of the, we have studied in Indian history that British has made as the uh, made India, you can say that's India the exporter of raw materials and importer of finished products. So it is one of the British policy which made India the exporter of raw materials and importer of finished products. This has very badly felt on our Indian economy, and this has result most of the people under poverty. So the number one factor is that impact of British rule on Indian economy. So we see that in British made as the exporter of raw material and importer of finished products. So this has negatively affected the Indian economy. Many of the people uh, lost their job, etc., and our economy went on a crisis. Now next is very easy, high growth rate of population. You see, India's population is growing in a very high speed, but our economy is not growing in that much speed. So when the population is growing but our economy is not growing at that speed, many of the people in our country remain unemployed. As a result, many many came under the poverty. So population is the growth of population is very very high in our country. This has to be reduced. So high growth of population is also one of the major reason for the cause of poverty in our country. Second is the lack of infrastructure facilities. You see, in our country there is infrastructure facilities we lack. If you go apart from Kerala, if you go to the North India, especially Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, you may not see any kind of development or any kind of infrastructure. There is lack. Whenever there is no infrastructure facilities, there will be no development. When there is no development, there will be no employment generation. When there is no employment generation, you see people will have no money. As a result, they come under the poverty. So lack of infrastructure is also one of the major cause of poverty. Then lower level of education. You see, here also again the same thing, educational facility. You see, Kerala, we may say that everybody is educated, or 97% people are 99% people are educated here. But if you see the condition of North India, where if you go to know Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, there are many people who are still uneducated. In Bihar is the most least educated state of India. Around 64 or 63% of the people are uneducated. So you see, the level of education is very very less in our country. So when the people are not educated, they will not get job. When they have no job, they have no income. So ultimately they come under poverty. Then next is income inequality. Income inequality means we see that in our India, few people have higher income, but many people, they have no money. Rich are becoming richer, poor are becoming poorer. That is the condition of India. That is because of income inequality. Incomes are not equally distributed. That is why the poor are becoming poorer, rich are becoming richer, and the poverty remains in India. Then the last is the social factor. Social factor, under social factor we may say that the casteism, etc. The casteism, if you see in India, still it is practiced in the rural areas of India, especially in the part of Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, etc. You see the casteism. Out of casteism, the people, they have a tendency that, oh, he is a he is, oh, he is a father. If suppose you are a son of a farmer, then according to the the Indian system of the in the past, you are born to be a farmer. So the casteism, the attitude of the people is not changing in many rural areas of our country. So because of this reason also, we can say that poverty is caused. So these are the basic causes of poverty. Once again, what are the causes of poverty? That is, number one, impact of British rule on Indian economy. Then high growth rate of population. Then lack of infrastructure facilities. Then lower level of education. Then income inequality. Number 6 is social factor. And one more factor, you can say that that is lower level of employment opportunity are very very less in our country. As you see, when the employment are less, people are unemployed. When they are unemployed, they have no money, and when they have no money, they have no income. When they have no income, they remain under poverty. So these are the basic causes of poverty. So once again, what are the basic causes of poverty? Impact of British rule on Indian economy, high growth rate of population, lack of infrastructure facilities, lower level of education, income inequality, and social factors. And one more thing is lower employment opportunity. So in exam, the question will come, explain the causes of poverty. So my dear student, whenever you are writing this answer, you must write to the point wise. If you write point wise and explain, you will get more and more mark. So here we have 6 points, that one more point is also included, that is lower level of employment opportunity. So these are the topic we have discussed today, that is causes of poverty, another one is poverty line, then categories of poverty. So these are the things we have discussed today, and you have to study